Hello everyone, welcome back to What's Buzzing, brought to you by VZB's Malaysia together with Kitty123.com. I'm Sabrina and I'm here again with Aunty Nan, founder of the Children's House Montessori by VZBs. So in the past 2 episodes, we talked about school readiness and also whether to start early or later. But today we're bringing it back to something very practical. What can we actually do at home to support our child's readiness? Because I think this is what most parents really want to know. How can parents support readiness at home in simple, everyday ways?
All right, set a routine.
Mm-hmm.
Children love systems and order. You didn't know that, but they do. They like to come home and see that the kitchen is still there, their bed is still in the same position, and their toys are still where it should be. If a working mother is not there, they know. They adapt to environmental experience. So, set the routine and you voice it, explain it. Sleeping time will be this time. Our lunchtime will be this time. The kakak will come and give you your food if mom is not around, or if he's going to his grandma's house. Set that routine and do not mess his day and be inconsistent. It's not good because when he starts primary one, it is all about the timetable. So set that routine and make sure there is an order in your home. Clutter creates chaos, and children absorb your chaos. So if you set a system where his things are in place, you actually develop his independence. You show the way of his independence. Allow him to know where things are so that he can cope by himself, because you're not going to be there when he is in primary school. He has to do a lot of things by himself. Night sleep is important. If you want the sleeping time to be 8:30 or 9 o'clock, you decide it. Because you want to come back home and maybe share a meal with your child if you're a working mother. And then you want to have a chat with him, or he wants a little break. So set that sleeping time maybe 8:45 or 9, so that you will have a time with him. So routine is important. It must suit you as well, because you don't want to be designing something that's not practical and it makes you anxious. Consistency is important because it helps with discipline. Now, our curriculum is set in a way, and Dr. Maria Montessori herself designed it to have limits. She observed children for over 50 years, and one of the things she noticed is that the child performs better when he knows his limits. Because it is naturally he has his own rhythm. He's happy to be fed at a certain time. He's happy that his bedtime is at a certain time. It calms him. It helps with his emotions. It's not erratic. So if you set this nice rhythm in your home and the child adapts to the rhythm, then the child becomes more balanced emotionally. The child knows how to find his things. The child knows that you'll be coming back around this time. And if you are late, it is because of A, B, C, which you will explain to him. So the understanding, the clarity in the home is important. He must share your culture, because he absorbs it anyway. He absorbs it just by being there. He lives your life. he learns your life. So really, when you think of the word discipline, people always say, how can you discipline these little ones? Gently. There's always a way of disciplining. There's a shouting discipline and a gentle discipline. Coaxing gently is a technique. Dictatorial disciplining is not going to work because your child is a little human being with feelings. So if you say, look, you have to start going to sleep at a specific time, because when you go to big school, which is in 3 or 6 months' time, I mean, we cannot be late. In preschool, the teachers are still going to accept us and take you in, even if you miss breakfast at 10. But in school, you have to be there for assembly at such a time. So set it. Remember, they can absorb all your explanations. They can understand it. So routine is important. Meals, routine of meals, routine of hygiene, routine of you coming back. He knows. He must know. It is called regulation and structure. That has got to go into your vocabulary. Regulation, structure, so he can self-regulate, because it's important. Part of being independent is the ability of a child to self-regulate. You have to support that.
I like that. It sounds very doable,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not about doing more, about being more intentional with what we're already doing. So, and I think a very common question is, what should I be doing now to prepare my child for school? Because, it can feel quite overwhelming. So, where should parents start?
Well, something nice, like a new school bag. A lovely school bag, and then, socks, uniform, they can see and they can wear. Make it as if it's a lovely new occasion.
A fresh new start.
Yes, a fresh new start. And the word big is really quite a lovely word that denotes growth. So he knows that, oh, I'm not little, I'm the big boy now, big boy. So you must use the word with a lot of feelings. And as I told you the last time, you present to him the realities. That means drive up to the school, look at it from the front, from the back, from the side, and where the drop-off point is. Now, all that are concrete elements that makes him see, and it's not a mystery big school.
Yeah.
Should do that.
No.
And tell him about the classroom situation. Again, the comparative study. The more knowledgeable you are about the school, the physical aspect of the school, the curriculum of the primary school, the better you are at explaining to your child.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's helpful. Because I think sometimes we feel like we need to do everything at once, right? But actually starting small and being consistent makes more sense.
Preparing it is even better.
And I realize a lot of it is really just daily habits, right? Like getting them to pack their own bag,
Yes.
keep their toys, follow routines that you mentioned just now.
Yes. Yes.
So these are the things that I'm also trying to be more conscious about at home too. So, and that brings me something interesting. Why is consistency more important than strictness when preparing our children?
Well, think of the word strict. It's the negative word, isn't it? If you're a strict parent, what does it mean if you're a strict parent? Let's think about this word strictness.
Mm-hmm.
It's better to think of the word strictness as a negative word, because there's no negotiation and no flexibility left. that you must brush your teeth at 7 p.m. or I'm not going to be happy with you. I mean, that is strict. That's a strict directive. If you say, I think, John, I think now you've had your meal, so it's time to just go and brush your teeth. Mhm. And I'll see you back in the living room at about 10 minutes. Just use that. 5 minutes, 3 minutes if you want it faster. We're going out, so brush your teeth quickly because we're going to grandma's house. So he's aware of this time. And yet, yes, time is strict, but the approach is different. It cannot be a strict approach. It has to be flexible and gentle. Remember, they are developing. Concept of time requires you to be consistent. Even growth is timing. When you were a baby, you were just lying flat. You couldn't even crawl. But 6 months, mama saw you starting to crawl. You can relate to him about growth process before school. And now you know how to do this, you know how to do that. List out all his skills. This is called telling him the affirmations because it helps with its independence and confidence. So that helps with flexibility as well. Consistency, when you're all the time talking to him with content, with intent, with substance, the clarity really gives him what I call the security and the assurance. And all that is needed to build his inner strength. To know is better not to know.
Well, I like that distinction because sometimes we think being too strict means we're doing it right. But actually, like you mentioned just now, affirmation, consistency is what really helps them to learn and feel secure.
Yes.
Right? And maybe to wrap this up, Aunty Nan, if there's just one simple thing parents can start doing this week, what would it be?
I would make a list of his skills, the skills of all my child. I mean, all the list of the skills from holding a spoon properly, packing his bag, identifying his water bottle, and the way he strings his sentences. I'd make a checklist to get to know him better, the start. And then where I see the limits or the discipline lacking, I'm also reviewing where I'm at with my child. How close am I? Because you have to pause and start thinking. Then you'll realize that, oh gosh, he has more skills than I imagine. Once you've made that list, remember your vision is a seamless transition into primary school. So if you see him all the time scattering things and not putting things away, you have to start being strict or consistent with putting things away. That certain things must be in his bag. And then if you really want him to assist you in clearing the table, set it. By 4, they want to do everything themselves. They have this desire to want to do everything themselves, in fact, much earlier. So if you gently tell him, all right, you're going to help clear the table, put the forks and spoon there, and then put it away, and then now up, brush your teeth, and then your shoe bag, I saw you left it at the entrance. Please, can you bring it upstairs, into your room? And then I saw that you didn't put your shoes properly on the shoe shelf. You just chucked it out there. You don't like that. Order, system, and practice. Practice makes perfect, but you got to start somewhere. And since you have seen all the good things he can do, you can share the list. and tell him, do you know that you can do so many things? You're not only giving him all the verbs, you're giving him adjectives, you're expanding his vocabulary, and all these words just gives him the feeling of being such a good person.
That's really reassuring, I would say. Simple but meaningful, right?
Meaningful, yes.
And I think my biggest takeaway today is it's not about doing more and more and more, but the small, consistent things we do every day at home. Like you said, practice makes perfect, right? So, to all the parents listening, we hope you're walking away with a few small things you can try this week. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode with Aunty Nan.